Hello, Hal from Specialized Roofing and Insulation. This is Joel from JND SEO, and I'm going to show you 3 ways that you can improve your website and actually beat your competition online. And I don't want to waste your time, Hal. I don't want to waste mine, so I'm actually going to make this as quick as possible. If at the end of the video you do want to hear more information, we could just set up a 5 to 10 minute phone call. And if you have any questions, I can answer those for you then as well. And if not, that's totally fine. I'm actually going to give you a bunch of free tips and strategies in the video that you could go ahead and apply right to your site, or if you have someone that works on it, you could actually give them, show them as well, and it'll help them out as well and help you guys out. All right, so the first thing, we're going to talk about 3 things. We're going to talk about content, citations, and backlinks. So let's talk about content first. I'm looking at your homepage here. I'm looking to see about how many words of content you do have on here. Google actually recommends having about 1,500 words of content. The reason that they want so much is that if the more content that you have on your page, they know you're giving a lot of information. And the more information you're giving, you're essentially educating people online and helping them out. And they really like when websites do that, so they're going to rank those ones higher. You guys probably have maybe about 400 to 500 words of content on your homepage. So off a bit from the 1,500. But that's okay. The other thing that you could do is a blog. Google does love blogs because they kind of do the same thing I just talked about, where they give out a lot of information, strategies, tips. People like them. They check them out, and Google ranks them pretty high as well. So throughout the video, I'm also going to show you Guy Roofing. And the reason why is because, we're talking about trying to move up the rankings, getting you towards the top. We're talking about the top rankings. And guess what? Guy Roofing is at the top of the rankings. So they're a great site. They're performing extremely well, taking actually most of the online business for the area. And that's why we're going to talk about them. And so let's see what they're doing, and we can see if we can, take a few things from them as well, a few strategies. So if we scroll through, we're going to check out that they have nowhere near 1,500 words of content. We can see that right away. They also don't have a blog page, so that just makes them beatable in the content side. The idea really being that the 3 topics we're going to talk about today, if we were to beat Guy in all 3 of those, we should rank ahead of them. Now, so we know content, they're pretty beatable in that one. So let's kind of get going here with the next one. But the other reason that having a lot of content is important is because the more content you have, the more keywords you can put into that content on your page. And keywords are what really bring in the visitors. I've used this search here, roofing Spartanburg, South Carolina, because it's got good volume attached to it. It's what a lot of people that are looking for a roofing company are going to search. And the first thing they're going to find, normally they'd see ads at the top, but no one's paying for the Google guaranteed ads, it looks like. So we got the map section here, the map pack. Sometimes people call it the GMB or Google My Business. What you're going to find here is the top 3 companies show up based on citations, which brings us to our second topic. Citations are just when you get your business name, address, and phone number all listed together into a directory site. These are sites like Yelp, Yellow Pages, Home Advisor, just to name a few. And then we're going to scroll down to the organic section. You're going to get 10 results that show up here. It's really true with any Google search you do. Because we search with our keyword, roofing Spartanburg, South Carolina, this tells us the ranking we've got. So number 1 for our keyword, roofing Spartanburg SC, goes to Greer Roofing. Number 2 is going to go to Guy Roofing. 3 is going to go to Home Advisor, which is a directory. All right, so remember that there's 10 results per page. That's the kind of key takeaway there. We're going to talk about that some more. But next, I've taken your website, SERINC.com, plugged it into a program called Ahrefs. Just allows me to see how your site's performing. I can see you've got a header up there, which is a good thing. It's going to help you to be found a little easier. And then next up, we're going to jump into our third topic, which is backlinks. So right now, we have 10 referring domains. These are just websites that you have links on. When you click these links, those are the backlinks. So those are going to actually bring you back to your page. So I like to use Facebook Business as an example. If you make a Facebook page and link it to your website, your Facebook Business page is going to be your referring domain. And then the actual backlink is going to be the part where it says the web address on your Facebook page. And then you'd put this in here. And then when you click that, it's going to bring you back to that. So a nice, simple way to kind of describe it. The more referring domains or websites you have pointing back to your site, though, it's going to raise this number, which is your trust for Google. And Google's going to give your site more trust if they think there's more sites vouching for you. So the more of these you have, the higher this goes up. The higher this goes up, the more that you'll get found better with more keywords in searches. So right now we're seeing 6 keywords showing up that you can be found in. Unfortunately, those are bringing you 0 visitors right now to your site. So let's take a quick look at your keywords and kind of see what's going on there. All right, so here's the 6 keywords you guys are showing up for. We got ABC Supply, Spartanburg SC, so they're a supply company. So not probably the best one that you want to be known for, but let's just take a look at the numbers so we can kind of get a feel for that. So 20 people searched that. You guys are ranked 44. So we know that there's 10 results per page, right? So 44 is going to put you in the middle of page 5. And this is your highest ranked keyword at the top here. So the best you've got right now for keywords is page 5. And you can see that what that traffic is actually bringing to your site is 0. The reason why is because people really don't go even to page 2. We found 80 to 85% of people on Google will not go to page 2 in a search. Now, if you're on the top of page 2, you might get 1 or 2 visitors, but you're not going to get a lot. And what we've actually found is, so if you're number 1 for any keyword, you're going to get between 20 and 37% of that traffic actually going to your website of the total volume here. So, but I do want to point out, you do have, I'd say, 2 really good keywords here with roofers in Spartanburg SC, 60 people search it, and roofing contractors, Spartanburg SC, so 50 search that. Again, it's just a matter of your ranking. You guys have a couple of good ones. Obviously, you've got a couple with your name in them, which is a good thing. That allows, that means they know who you are. So basically, it's going to be some referrals, maybe people who saw your signs. So we're going to hop over to Guy Roofing. We see they've got their headers up here. 344 websites or referring domains pointing back to their site. Over 3,000 links going back to their website. So because they have 344 sites pointing back at them, their trust numbers are 39. They're found for about 1,400 keywords, so that's because of the trust. And then they've got 4,000 visitors per month coming to their site. Now, one thing I will say, now we had 4,000 visitors, right? But roofing is a national term. So what this means is that anyone in the U.S. could put in roofing, right? It doesn't mean you're in North Carolina, South Carolina, where Guy is kind of located. And if you look at the numbers here, 50,000 people search this because it's the whole U.S. And they're number 2, which is really good, but they're getting, closer to 3,000 of their 4,000 visitors from this one keyword. So if you combine that with Guy Roofing, which they have multiple branches, that right there is, more than 3/4 of what they're actually getting. So they're probably getting about 700 other keywords. 700 other visitors other than that. And not to say that some of these aren't good, because I'm sure they're getting some good ones, but a lot of those probably may not be that helpful. All right, so people who search you by name know who you are. If you're showing up with name with volume, that's a good thing. It means people actually are searching for you. But you also want to capture the keywords like you guys had that are going to bring in new customers. So roofing Spartanburg SC, 100 people search it every single month. That's why we use that one. It's one of the best ones. And you guys are they're on position 2, Guy Roofing is. So they're going to actually capture 15 of the 100. So number 2 is at 15% of the total 100. The more of these you kind of get in the top 10, top 5, obviously is even better. The volume just starts to add up. And Guy is getting a lot from their own name, but you can see they're in a lot of different areas. And they're still ranked really high in those, so they're just starting to kind of pile up those results. So typically, if you get about 100 visitors to your site, that should translate to about 20 or 30 calls. And then depending what your closing percentages are, that's how many jobs that would equal for you. Now that you guys do have the info, though, it's really 3 things you can do. If you don't want to do anything, don't want to grow your company, that is, or change anything with the website, you're happy with how it is, you don't have to do anything with it. If you are looking to grow, you have someone you already use, or you do it in-house, you can show anyone that actually works on it the video. It'll help them out. Number 3, if you have any questions or want to hear any more information about anything I talked about, I'm actually going to give you a call anyway to follow up and see what you thought of the video, if it was helpful. And so if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask then, or we can set up a 5 or 10 minute phone call and I can answer those for you. Thank you for your time. Really appreciate it. Have a great day, Hal.